So my name is Professor Rafaeli, Sheizaf Rafaeli. I was born and raised on a kibbutz. I studied in Israel and also abroad. I taught in quite a large number of universities. I've also taught in China, in Shanghai, in Hong Kong, a little bit in Shenzhen as well. My research area has been, for the last 40 years, computer-mediated communication. I developed software and marketed software. I founded a few startup companies and managed to go bankrupt with a few, but also succeed with a few. But mostly I've been in academia. I've been a professor in several universities for about 15 years at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, University of Haifa, at the Technion, and now for almost 7 months here at Shenkar, trying to work on what I think is the vision of higher education for the next decades. The new world that we're marching boldly into, this networked and connected world, is built on platforms that didn't exist up until not very long ago. And so many of our concepts, many of the ways we think about education and teaching, culture and learning, higher education and the like, have to be re-examined. Most importantly and most deeply, we need to rethink the ways we create knowledge. We've gone through many changes, many tsunamis or earthquakes in knowledge and philosophy, but none of them, I think, equal what is taking place right in front of our eyes. The pandemic of 2020 is probably accelerating all of this far beyond anything we expected. The educational profession has always been a profession of having the older generation teaching the newer generation what the even earlier generation thought was true. This can no longer hold. We have to do things differently. We are in a networked environment where everyone has access to much more, many more sources and much more information. And so the very act of teaching is transforming. Our ideas about tutorship can no longer hold the same way they did. Our ideas of what we think should be important are no longer what they used to be. The whole idea of memorizing needs to shift, because it used to be that he who has stronger memory wins. It doesn't really matter anymore in the age of search engines. I don't need to remember or memorize things. And as a teacher, I don't need to require memorization and rote recalling of facts. We need to expect that our students acquire something else from our teaching. We need to set different standards for testing them, and we're working on all of these. In an institution like Shenkar, it prides itself as being a leading institution in teaching design, leading institution in fields like fashion and textile and industrial design and jewelry design, as well as an engineering institution. All of these insights lead to a rapid, almost overnight, revamping of how you teach. And there's some really good news attached to that. More students are going to be coming back. They're going to be coming back because they have more free time. They're going to be coming back because they probably will have knowledge that goes out of date pretty soon, pretty early. And we're going to have older students, we're going to have younger students, and I'm really glad to see high school students attracted to higher education and making that possible. We're moving to a hybrid format. Hybrid in the sense that we're trying to move more of the lectures outside of the classroom and deliver them electronically, move more of the students' time back to campus so that they have unmediated experience with the material, with the workshops, with the tools, with their classmates, so that there is more peer learning from your peers. We're also hoping that this will lead to a breakup of the traditional 3 or 4 year degree that used to be so constricting and constraining for our thinking. So I'm often asked whether I'm pessimistic or optimistic. People say that we've lost our privacy. People say that we are losing many of our cherished traditions. You can hear the birds in the background. Many are yearning back to nature. to what maybe they imagine used to be the way of life. I'm optimistic, I'm not pessimistic. I don't subscribe to the bleak view of marching towards doomsday. I think we're actually getting better every day. People ask me whether I would like to go back to the way things were in the 20th century or the 19th century, and my answer is a definite no. I would much rather change places with my grandson than with my grandparents. But overall, tomorrow would be better than yesterday.